So I'm going to do a video on how to make some honey super frames, and the tops are the same, so I won't go into that as much. But what I will go into is how I make the sides, the processes that I go through. So the first step, I'm going to plane them down on the planer from 1.5 inch 2x4 to 1 3/8 inches. Next step will be cutting them to length on the radial arm saw. The third step will be to put the rabbets in the top and bottom on the router table with a 3/4 inch flat bit. And then the last step will be to actually rip them into the 3/8 inch final thickness from the 2x4. So I'm going to give you just steps as we do it each way. First off, we'll be setting up the planer and planing down enough. And hopefully I'm hoping to make about 80 to 100 of them. And the last step is to take off, is to use the router table to take off the, to reduce at the bottom of the side from 1 3/8 inches to 1 1/8 inches. And so over the next sequence of events, you'll actually see a brief step of doing each one of those. So real quickly, this is kind of our first step. We're going to take our raw boards, which we got all these 2x4 chunks that are pretty much less than 12 inches. I'm going to run them through the planer. The brand planer is not that big of a deal. This isn't exact perfect, so as long as your planer actually runs and reduces the thickness, that's all you really need. And we're going to take these from 1.5 inches, which is what a 2x4 width is, to 1 3/8 inches. And I'm going to set you up so you can see some of that. Okay, so I know that that didn't take long for you. Basically, I've got all these planed down. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 31 little short 2x4s planed down to the 1 3/8 inches. Next thing, you're going to come over to the radial arm saw, and we're going to cut those down to the depth that I need for my honey supers. Okay, and here I am cutting down the honey super frame sides to 6 1/4 inches, which is what my plan shows they need to be. And you'll get some video of that. So I ended up with a total of 37 blocks. I had a couple of them that were long enough to get cut in two, and I had a couple that kind of split out. Now the reason that I'm going to go ahead and say that is because I'm going to rip this on the next step, or excuse me, the step after a router, into the 3/8 wide. So I'll get all the way to right here, and then this will be waste. But for the most part, I've got that. And then kind of same idea. I had some that were close, but they were on that angle piece. So I'm going to get probably 2 good pieces out of there, and then it's going to, the rest of that'll be a drop. So anyways, that's what that is. And next thing is we're going to the router table. Okay, so what we've done is we've set up the router table with a 3/4 inch flat bit that cuts a slot, and we set it to 3/8 of an inch deep on the router table. So this is what we have. Now if you say, hey, I don't have a time machine, I can't go back and get a router table like that, don't worry, you can use a current one. But if you can see right there, that is actually 3/8 of an inch. I use my little square on there so I can tell the height. And then for the width, what we're looking for is we want basically, since we're using a 3/4 inch, that's going to be the slot in the top and bottom of our frame. It needs to be the dead center of our 1 3/8. So you kind of have to fiddle with that because fences on router tables are just not the greatest. This is pretty loud, so always wear hearing protection. I don't know if it's the pitch or what with the router table. I don't know if you've noticed, I wear hearing protection just about all the time because I've lost a lot of my hearing. Definitely safety glasses also. Okay, so now router's off, and I have the grooves cut top and bottom for what will be this is the deep frame, but you can see, so the top is cut and the bottom is cut. So the next thing I need to do is actually rip this on the table saw into 3/8 inch pieces, and that's why this little dog ear here, that piece will just be trash. Okay, so today we've used quite a few power tools, and power tools are innately dangerous. The table saw is innately dangerous in itself. The fact that we're going to be ripping a 3/8 of an inch piece, and maybe there's a woodworker out there that can give a better explanation of how to do this, but there is a fear of kickback. Plus 3/8 of an inch is not enough for your fingers and the blade to be able to get by the fence, so we're going to be using push sticks. Push sticks are anytime you get less than a 2-inch piece of scrap on the backside, you've got to have a push stick on the outside, and a push stick needs to go with the piece to follow it through the saw. And this one's a little bit wider than 3/8 of an inch, but after the first pass it won't be. So it'll get feathered down. I do have a little notch in there so I can get the edge and kind of push it all the way out, and they're going to just fall over the backside. I'm going to do the first one and check the measurement, and if it's good, I'll do a few and you can get to watch. Okay, so we're done ripping them through the table saw, and we now have 244 side frames. Just needs the cove put on them to finish them out. We'll be doing that on the router table with, once again, our 3/4 straight shaft bit. We'll just be using the side with a stop. Okay, so we're back. We have the router table set up to do the, I think it's a 16th inch takeoff from the, well, it's more than that. It's 1 3/8 to 1 1/8. So no, that's a 16th of an inch. Take about a 16th of an inch off of each side. It just gives us a little more B space in there. We've got a stop set up at this end. Once again, it's kind of loud, so I'm just going to show a little bit of it. And I'm going to bring the camera over so you can see actually me doing actually one of them. Once again, it's loud, so get your ears back on. Okay, so I ended up with 242, I think, of the honey super sides. They look just like that. Top bar goes there, bottom bar goes there. I've got enough to start making the tops and bottoms, but that'll be another day. It's about 10:30, and tomorrow's Thanksgiving, so I'm going to enjoy some time with the family tomorrow. If I get out in the shop, I do. If I don't, I don't. No big deal. God bless.